We're going to be talking momentarily about the red hot 135-pound division and what we can expect from that in 2021. And Uni, I know it excites you just as much as it does me.
Mate, if you're a boxing fan and you're not excited about the lightweight division, then you've got to seriously have some words with yourself because for me, there is a division like that. Heavyweight division's got a lot of great fighters. We know the welterweights have always been great. But when you're looking at the lightweights, you're looking at 4 to 6 really high class, top quality fighters. Obviously, the two that stand out for myself are going to be Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davies. Gervonta Davis, we saw what he did against Leo Santa Cruz was just probably the knockout of the year for me. And he's just improving every time he's fighting. And Teofimo Lopez, just an absolute beast. He showed what he could do against Lomachenko. Everyone that I spoke to leading up to that fight had Lomachenko winning that fight. And Teo just came up on the night and absolutely just took the fight away from Lomachenko. So it's packed out. We look at the other names in that division. We got Ryan Garcia, who's fought recently. We got Devin Haney. And then who else is there, Danny?
Devin Haney, Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Tank Davis are the kind of what is it they were called? The new Fab Four. Someone said.
Exactly. So when you look at the level of fighters in that division, especially them four, it's exciting, man. It's very, very exciting to hopefully at some point in 2021, maybe 2022, we can start seeing these guys mix it up and fight each other in the ring.
We're hoping to soon be joined by someone who's bidding for the British lightweight title on at the end of February in Liam Walsh. He's just logging in at the moment. So we'll speak to him about that. He's obviously fought Tank Davis as well. But Ali, what do you make of the lightweight division as it stands at the moment? And how impressed are you with Ryan Garcia, especially after his recent win over Luke Campbell?
I think Ali's frozen. I think she's having some sort of
Can you
technical
hear me okay?
difficulties. So, just whilst Ali's trying to sort of regain some sort of connection, Danny, yeah, just,
we hadn't noticed.
we can't see her at this present time, but I'm sure she's still there. But Danny, just talking about this division whilst people are getting back on the lightweight division, you're talking about Ryan Garcia. I think against Luke Campbell, he answered a lot of questions for a lot of people. He showed heart. He got dropped, came back, and then for me, there was points in that fight where he had to sort of look for a plan B because Luke Campbell was, I thought Luke Campbell fought well on the night, but we know, his fast hands. They were great on the night. That knockout was phenomenal. It's one of the best knockouts that we're going to see when it comes to body punching knockouts. But there's still a lot of questions in regards to him. But that's what probably makes him so exciting at this present time. But he stepped up to the plate for a high level opposition and beat him. So I've got to say Ryan Garcia at this present time is somebody that the division's going to have to watch out for, and especially with that massive social media following, he is going to be able to pull some strings at some point.
Yeah, well, we both know how important a big social media following can be, and loads of braying like female fans as well. We're used to that by now. But yeah, all joking aside, I think he proved against Luke Campbell that he is the real deal now. And I think Liam Walsh has just joined us. Liam, how you doing?
He's not.
I'm good. I was just waffling on, but I'm glad someone with a bit of real intelligence and insight has joined the call.
He's not actually on at this present time. Just it'll be on in about a minute's time. We can't actually hear Liam at this present time, but we are bring him
only I can hear
you. So yeah, Danny, just going back to that then. Ryan Garcia has probably been somebody that a lot of boxing fans were waiting for him to step up to the plate, and he did. You can talk about the performance on the night about Luke Campbell and how well Luke Campbell did, but it shows how well and how great a fighter Ryan Garcia can be. He's only 22 years old, right?
Yeah, and he was arguably winning the fight.
Yeah,
and kind of at his own sort of pace, and he could have stayed safe and kept him. He'd already been knocked down as well, so you kind of think, well, should he have taken the risk? But he showed what his mentality is by still going for the stoppage. I mean, left hook to the body. It was such an aggressive move as well with his feet to get in position and just whipped it round. And I think no one's done that to Luke Campbell before. I think that's a big statement.
100%. We were talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. We've obviously got a former opponent of his online now in Liam Walsh. Liam, welcome to the show.
Hey mate, you okay?
All good. How are you? How's life treating you at this present time?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Yeah, all's good. Still training every day and doing what I got to do, and yeah, everything's good. Thank you.
You got your British lightweight title shot, hoping to become a two-weight British champion in February against Paulie Highland Jr. Not the James Tennyson fight that was originally mandated, of course, but you've got his stablemate instead. So will you get, if you win, will you get a bit of kind of delayed satisfaction from beating that camp?
Not really. It's not really personal in any way at all. I'd have preferred to fight, obviously, James Tennyson, as he was the bigger name of the two, and I'd have got more props for beating James than I would Paul Highland Jr., obviously. But and it would have also set me up for bigger fights in the future. But Paul's still a good fight. Paul's I've watched enough of Paul, and I've known Paul for long enough to know that I'm in a real fight. So I definitely won't be underestimating him.
When you see the so-called Fab Four at the top of the lightweight division globally at the moment, how much do you relish getting back up to that world level so you can oppose some of these guys?
If I'm going to be brutally honest here, Danny. Right now, sat here speaking to you, I find it very difficult to believe I'll be back amongst them. If I'm honest, that's put down. The Fairshires report makes it look like. But I just find out I don't see where the opportunities are going to come from. I'm obviously very confident I'm going to win my next fight, as I am every fight I go into, as all fighters are. But I'm then sort of struggling to think, well, how am I going to get a leg up? How's it going to happen? Obviously, boxing is a funny sport and things can change very quick. And you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic, but right now I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, do I ever see me getting another crack anywhere near that? I'm not so sure. We'll see.
Well, hopefully the guys at MTK Global are watching this and take your doubts as a challenge and make sure that you get right out there. Apparently they're negotiating a huge fight for Maxie Hughes at the moment, as someone who you've defeated, of course. So you would think that they'll be doing similar for you very soon. Yeah,
no, I'm sure if it can be done, then I'm with the right people to get the job done. If there's opportunities there, then MTK will get them. I know that's for sure. But I don't know. Maybe we've not, like, we're fighting only Maxi really in the last 3 years. It just seems so far away at the minute. But I'm going to win my next fight, and then I'll probably be a bit more confident in the future. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Liam, just talking about that Fab Four then, who do you see being the best fighter out of them? We're looking at Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. In your eyes, you've probably seen these guys fight. We know that you've fought Gervonta Davis yourself, but who do you think's the best amongst them four?
I think Teofimo, personally. I don't know. I think Tank can knock any of them out. I do believe that. I think Teofimo's the man. I do. After watching him against Lomachenko, and not only Lomachenko, Richard Comey as well, and even a few of his other fights. I just think he's the man. He's the bigger man of the lot. I know Garcia's big, but Teofimo's real big. He's a big lightweight. I just see Teofimo as the man to beat. But although if Teofimo and Tank fight, you could never write Tank off from knocking him out. You can't write Tank off from knocking any man out up to probably 135. You can't, he's got a chance to knock anyone out. But I fancy Teofimo. I see that you see the little clip of Tank and Teofimo sparring, and Teofimo I think's only 15 at the time or 16. He's only a kid, but you see there with his aura and his attitude, he ain't taking no rubbish off him, and I just fancy at the minute. I think Teofimo's the best of the lot.
What did you make of Teofimo's fight against Lomachenko? I spoke to a lot of people leading up to that fight, and a lot of people had Lomachenko winning that fight, and they said, you know what, maybe first couple of rounds Teofimo might get a bit of success, but then after that Lomachenko would beat him. But it turned out to be very, very different to that. In your eyes, how impressive was that performance in regards to 2020? Because when I look at that performance, I think it was probably one of the most outstanding performances in regards to boxing in 2020. But for yourself, how did you rate Teofimo's win over Lomachenko?
I was well impressed. I'm a massive Loma fan, and I thought it'd be a routine win for Lomachenko. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I didn't see anybody in the world beating Lomachenko up to 135, and I thought Teofimo did beat him. I've only watched it the once, like probably most of us have. I hadn't gone back and watched it without commentary and really sat there and concentrated. But on the night, I certainly thought Teofimo had done enough. And it weren't so much as Lomachenko didn't do enough. I think Teofimo boxed the right, and he told us all before the fight. He said, "I'm going to back him up. I'm going to, he done he talked what people say, a lot of rubbish, a lot of shit, whatever they want to say, but he backed it all up, and you can only tip your hat to him."
And Ali Drew, if you can now hear us, want to know who you think is the best of the Fab Four, so-called Fab Four at lightweight.
I think we're having technical difficulties with Ali, unfortunately.
I don't see how you could sort of bet against Lopez, to be honest. I think most think would win that fight. But I just you could say what he'd Lomachenko, that he wouldn't then just be able to rule the whole.
Okay, I think we're sort of having problems with Ali, so unfortunately we are going to either try to reconnect her or we'll see what happens with Ali at this present time. But yeah, Liam, just going back to yourself then, we know the top two fighters, when you cut it down from them four, is Teofimo and Gervonta Tank. But then after that, you've got Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. What do you make of them two young fighters?
I highly rate them both. Obviously, they're both, I wouldn't say elite fighters yet, but they're both very, very, very good world level fighters. I think they've got elite attributes. Ryan Garcia's speed and that left hook is elite. It's special. But for me, Ryan Garcia is probably the weakest of the four, I'd say personally. Although if he fights Haney, I give him a shot to win, but I'd slightly favour Haney. If he fights Tank, I give him a small shot to win, but his height, his reach, his speed, he's up there. He's got. It's such a good. They've got four really, really, really good fighters here, and I, as a massive boxing fan, I so hope these fights get made, because we're all sat here on the edge of our seats, hoping and praying that these fights get made, and we've got a real opportunity in boxing to get these fights made and get boxing back out there like the old days where the best fought the best because they wanted to be the best, not for money, not for business, because they wanted to be the best. You know, let's make these fights. I hope these fights get made. If they don't, I'll be disappointed.
Right, Liam, want to thank you for joining us and wish you the very best of luck with the rest of your training camp. We'll be watching the fight, obviously, with Paulie Highland.
Thank you.
And we're gonna crack on with our next segment, but really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. Can I say hello to Denzel before we go?
Yeah, of course you can.
Denzel, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I'm not sure if he can hear you.
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
I can hear
mate.
you. Yeah.
I'll see you soon. I think I'm coming
Take care, mate.
down your way soon. I'll see you soon, mate. Yeah.
Take care, Liam, mate.
I'll see you on a bit. Thank you.
Take care.
See you in a bit.
All right,
Cheers.
take care.
Bye.